Welcome to the North State Breakdown Agenda Preview Edition with Benjamin Nguyen. Let's take a look at what's coming up in the Tuesday, October 1st, 2024 Shasta County Board of Supervisors meeting. First up is R1, which will recognize Annie Ernst, an Agency Staff Services Analyst 1 from the Department of Resource Management, as Employee of the Month for October 2024. This might seem like a straightforward item, but it's always worth taking a moment to appreciate the dedicated employees who keep our county running smoothly. Next up is R2, where the County Executive Officer David Rickard will provide an update on county issues, and the board will consider a letter regarding mandatory moratorium on the cancellation of non-renewal and residential property insurance for areas impacted by wildfires. This could be a crucial move for residents in fire-prone zones, offering them some protection and securing insurance for their homes. Unlike most CEO updates, this one includes a votable action, so public comments are expected. If you have concerns about property insurance or want your voice heard, this is your chance to weigh in. Moving on to R3, the board will revisit the topic of whether Supervisors-elect Alan Long and Matt Plummer should attend the CSAC annual conference in Los Angeles or participate in local training instead. Kevin Cry has been advocating for local training, citing cost savings, but there's speculation that this might be about controlling the exposure and education of the incoming supervisors. This decision could affect the readiness of Long and Plummer as they take their new roles in the county next January. After that, we'll have the public comment period. This is scheduled earlier in the meeting, which is a positive change from the recent meetings where public input was delayed until almost noon. However, be aware that although the agenda promises 3 minutes per speaker, Chair Kevin Cry has been known to reduce speaking time to 2 minutes. This has raised concerns about limiting free speech, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out this time. Now let's go over some key items on the consent calendar. First up is C1, which designates October 2024 as National Archives Month. National Archives Month is an annual celebration held in October to promote the importance of preserving and maintaining public records and historical documents. It highlights the role archives play in safeguarding government transparency, historical research, and public access to information. By recognizing the value of proper documentation, National Archives Month encourages local governments, organizations, and individuals to maintain and protect essential records that contribute to our collective history and civic knowledge. The proclamation, sponsored by Kevin Cry, might seem straightforward, but there's an ironic twist here. Earlier this year, Cry was involved in a controversy surrounding a letter from the California Attorney General. The letter was a response to a Shasta County board-sponsored letter baselessly alleging that the DA mishandled the Zog Fire settlement funds, which subsequently had found that the DA hadn't done anything wrong. That letter was delivered to Patrick Jones in January, who admitted to throwing it away after showing it to Cry.
Yeah, and so, if you're just wanting to know what happened to the letter, I received the letter, I destroyed the letter or threw it away. So there's your answer. All right, so I don't keep the letters. There is no retention policy.
The fact that Cry is now promoting transparency through an archives proclamation feels contradictory, especially considering how critical that letter was for transparency. Without public access to that document, the county could have remained in the dark about important legal concerns. Next, C3 is an amendment for the continued services with Stollard Palbianco PC, a private investigative firm. While details remain vague, this appears to involve an ongoing investigation related to a sensitive issue, possibly involving personnel matters. It's one to keep an eye out on, as it may touch on issues that will have long-term consequences for county operations. Following that, C6 is a renewal of an agreement with the Shasta County Health Center for outpatient mental health and substance abuse services. This agreement is a key part of addressing the opioid crisis and providing mental health care in the county, which are ongoing challenges here in Shasta. C8 involves authorizing the purchase of vehicles for county use, ensuring that Public Works and other county departments are properly equipped to serve the community. And C9, which addresses the West Central Landfill 2024 Leckett Pond project, awarding the contract to Eddie Axner Construction. This project is part of maintaining county infrastructure and managing environmental impact, particularly with waste management. Now let's move into closed session, where the board will discuss some key issues without public oversight. First, they'll tackle labor negotiations with the United Public Employees of California, Local 792. This is crucial for the working conditions, pay, and benefits of county employees, which ultimately impact the services provided to the public. Next, the board will revisit the discussion about the appointments for Public Defender and Director of Resource Management, with no reportable action taken during the last meeting. I want to emphasize again the importance of ensuring that these roles are filled by individuals who are impartial and independent from the board's political influence. Specifically, regarding the Director of Resource Management, it's worth noting that Wyatt Paxton is currently serving as the interim director. Paxton is a controversial figure, as I mentioned last week, due to his involvement in a grand jury investigation in Trinity County, where he was found to have created a hostile work environment. Given his past, many in the community hope that the permanent replacement will be unbiased and free from any connections to the current board members or their agendas. This role is critical for overseeing land use, environmental health, and other key county functions, so having someone independent and fair in this position is essential for balanced governance. The board will also consult with legal counsel on existing litigation cases, including Wilson, Derrick v. Dodson et al., and a lawsuit involving the California Land Stewardship Council, LLC. These legal battles could have financial and policy implications for the county, especially around land use and environmental regulations. While this meeting might seem lighter than the previous ones, there are still some big topics on the agenda. From the insurance moratorium letter to labor negotiations and critical appointments, decisions made here could have a lasting impact on Shasta County. If you'd like to be involved, I encourage you to attend the board meeting at 9 a.m. on October 1st at 1450 Court Street, or email your comments and concerns to the Board of Supervisors. Your voice matters, and these decisions affect all of us. And that's the agenda preview.